Hey guys, today we're going to talk about exponential functions. We're going to start with what the equation looks like, which is f of x equals, remember this is some number to the x power. Remember again, this can be y equals, it's the same thing. So for example, like what is the function of 2 to the x power? So that's what we're going to work with today and see where we can go with that. Remember, what are some of the special characteristics? Well, let's think about what it's going to look like with that. So we're going to go through our table and our graph, and then we'll come back to the special characteristics on this one. Okay, all right, so we're going to start with our table. We're going to do our x's and our y's. I don't like that color. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's go with green. Okay. We're going to do our -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I will tell you that when you have these as the exponent, we get small decimal numbers. Okay, so we're going to have to round again. Alright, so we're going to be using this as our function today for this one. So, using the calculator, I will let you use the calculator on this one. We're going to go 2 to the, and this is when you would use that like little carrot top thing, to the -2 power is 0.25. And then -1, or 2 to the -1 power is 0.5. 2 to the 0 power, anything to the 0 power is always 1. Okay, 2 to the first power is 2, and then 2 squared is 4. So what would our graph look like? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and graph it. Remember to do your best on these. We go -2, and it's 0.25, -1 and a half, 0, 1, 1, 2, and then 2 all the way to 4. So when we connect it, it will look like half of a parabola again. Okay, so if we go to our special characteristics, it will look like half of a parabola, which is like the U. Okay, so half of a U. Usually in this manner. Now the other one we had that was half of a U was turned. This one will not be turned. The only time it would be turned is if we had like a negative, it would be flipped and stuff. Okay, so that is what the basic one would look like. Let's go and try a couple more. Okay, so let's try the f of x equals 3 times 2 to the x power. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing that we've done. However, using the chart before, we have to multiply all of that by 3. Remember, when we do the order of operations, exponents come before multiplication. If you use parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. Okay, so let's do our chart. We have our x's and our y's. We're going to use -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. Alright, 2 to the x power, which would mean we're going 2, and we're plugging this number in for the exponent. So 2 to the -2 power is 0.25 or 1/4. So then you take that and you've got to go back and multiply it by 3. So in this case it would be like having 3/4. So you have 0.75. Okay. Alright, let's do the next one. 2 to the -1 gave us 0.5, and then multiplying that by 3 gives us 1.5. 2 to the 0 power, remember it is anything to the 0 power is always 1. Then 1 times 3 is 3. 2 to the first power is that 2, just 2 times itself. 1 time is 2, so 2 times 3 is 6. And then 2 squared is 4 times 3 gives us 12. So I'm going to make it over here because it's going to be a little larger. I don't have any negatives, so I'm going to just do my bottom line way down here. Okay. Alright, so if I had negative 2, and then we go set 0.75, negative 1 is 1.5, 0 goes to 3, 1 goes to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 goes all the way to 12. So here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you will see we have the same half of a parabola going on, so it's half of the U, but it's more sharp. If this were like 1/3, remember it would be more wide. Okay, so remember to record these two in your journals as you go through and along with me. Alright, let's do the next two quickly. Remember, when we start this out, we're going to start with our table. So we have x and y, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. So negative 2 from our other charts, 2 to the negative 2 is 0.25. So then we just add 2. So it's 2.25. And then 2 to the negative 1 was 0.5. So 2 plus 0.5 is 2.5. 2 to the 0 power is always 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 to the first power is 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 squared is 4 plus 2 gives me 6. So then when I graph it, let's put it over here. We need to go negative 2 up 2.25. We go negative 1, we go 2.5. Go 0, 3, 1, 4, 2, 6. Again, this one is going to give us that half of the parabola. So we are in good shape. Remember, right now all we're learning is how do we take this equation and then how do we graph it. Okay, alright, so let's do the same thing here. X and y. Our new equation is 3 times 3 to the x power. So we're going to use our negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. So 3 to the negative 2 power is 0.11111. So if we times that by 3, we get 0.33333, which we know is 1/3. Okay, if we go 3 to the negative 1 power, it is 0.33333, which is 1/3, times 3 gives us 1. Remember, 3, anything to the 0 power gives us 1, times 3 is 3. 3 to the 1 power is 3, times 3 is 9. And then 3 squared is 9, times 3 is 27. Okay, so this one's going to be harder for you to graph on a single piece of paper. We'll try it. Okay, let's do a graph down here. I don't have any negatives, so I'm going to make the graph real small down here. Alright, so negative 2 to 1/3. Negative 1 goes to 1. 0 to 3. 1 to 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm not going to do the 27 because it goes skyrockets there. But you can see that we get the half going on. Alright, so I will attach you problems to do. You're going to do the odds on the paper. It is under exponential functions on your assignments on Edmodo. Okay, remember, you can do these by hand. If you can figure out a way to do them on the computer, that's up to you. We will get to do it more in class when we get back. But for now, that's what I want you to work on your own. Remember, the problems I work together, I want to see in your journal worked out with me. So that will show you how to do it. I will be going into piecewise functions next, so look for that to come soon. And if you have any questions, please email me. Remember, my email is sammons@jcpsmail.org. If you are frustrated and don't know what you're doing, please ask me before you get frustrated. All right, have a good day.